If you could have a drink with anyone in the theater world, who would it be? I'm Anthony Caporale, and I'm running through my list. Each week, I'll sit down with cast members, bartenders, and personalities from New York's theater district and get a behind-the-scenes look at what it's like to live, work, and play on Broadway. Come have a drink with us on Broadway Bartender. Welcome to Broadway Bartender. My name is Anthony Caporale. We are here at New World Stages in the heart of Manhattan's theater district, home to my show, The Imbible, A Spirited History of Drinking. And we're going to start this week's episode off with a shandy. This drink goes back centuries. It was actually really popular. Believe it or not, it's what they served to children, pregnant women, people who were doing a lot of labor, that kind of stuff. They didn't want to get really drunk. They would take beer and then they would dilute it with something non-alcoholic. So we're going to do a modern version of the shandy. We're going to use ginger ale, and I want about 4 parts beer to 1 part of the ginger ale. I don't want it to be too sweet. And because the ginger ale is sweet, I'm going to use an IPA, an India Pale Ale, and that's going to provide some nice bitter balance from the hops. IPAs are very highly hopped beers. They have a lot of bitterness to them, and it works really well with the ginger ale, and it pretty much creates a cocktail in a glass. And for those of you who are fans of cocktails, you may know that a cocktail has to be sweetened, and the sweetness has to be balanced with either bitter or sour. That's what differentiates a cocktail from just a regular mixed drink. So this is pretty much kind of like a beer cocktail with these 2 ingredients, the sugar and the hops. And the reason that I chose this drink is our guest this week, Preston Boyd from Sunset Boulevard, from what I understand, is a fan of craft beer, yes?
I sure am, and I generally don't dilute my beer, but I'm excited to try this.
Okay, so first of all, welcome to Broadway Bartender.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Happy to be
coming.
here.
And cheers, let me know what you think of our shandy. And this, just so you know, is the shandy that we actually serve in the Imbible. So if you come see the Imbible, you'll get one of these during the show. What do you think?
It's great.
You like it?
Yeah, I could probably have this before a show because it's diluted. Right?
You absolutely, I did not tell you that, but you probably, yeah. So yeah,
great.
this was literally, because back before we had municipal water supplies and things like that, people would have to drink alcoholic beverages to make sure that they didn't get sick and die from the water.
Yeah. Sure.
Right, and so if you were, building a cathedral, or you were 14, you didn't want, in theory, a lot of alcohol. So they would, this was kind of like a kid's beer, but it became really popular. And to this day, even the weather gets hot, summertime, beach, things like that, people still drink shandies.
Yeah, I could have this on the porch. In the
Yeah,
summer
absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. But you still get, see, the thing I hope is you're still getting the hops out of it, right?
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just kind of balanced a little bit.
Yeah.
So, all right, cool. Sunset Boulevard. Huge fan, by the way,
Yes.
Of the show. Tell, for our viewers who may not be familiar with the revival
Yes.
of the show,
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the history of Sunset Boulevard.
Well, we're happy to have it back on Broadway. Glenn Close has made a return in the same role she won a Tony for in '94, and
That's unbelievable.
I mean, it's like,
She created the role.
She created the role
In '94.
for the stage, because it's also based off the movie, and it's pretty true to the movie. If you're a fan of the movie, you're going to be getting pretty much the same exact story, and it's amazing. She's incredible. She's a dream to work with. She's super down to earth off stage, and we have such a tight cast, so it's been just a joy to be a part of it.
How many people in the cast?
Oh my gosh, I've never been asked that. Probably around like 22.
But it's a big cast, it's not a small cast.
Yeah. I mean, and oddly enough, the orchestra doubles the size of the cast, and it's usually the reversal of that, because we have 42 piece orchestra on stage. It's the biggest orchestra in Broadway history.
Seriously?
Yeah. So yeah, when
That's
stick,
huge.
it's huge. Yeah. So when the stick drops every night, it's like, oh yeah.
That's just gotta
It's
hit you
lush.
with
It's
sound,
so
dude.
lush. Yeah, it's
Singing
amazing.
within that's gotta be like being in a blanket.
And you'll be on stage doing your gig, and then every once in a while it clicks, and you're like, you have to make sure you're not. I just want to stop and watch them play because they're incredible. And it's 42 of the best musicians in New York City. Like an all-star orchestra.
And are they visible, or is it an
Yeah, they're on stage.
They're right there.
Yeah, they're right on stage. Yeah, it's people call it a concert version of Sunset. It's not at all. Just it is totally a full-on show, but it's a immersive, like, with the orchestra on stage like that. Yeah.
Website for the show so people can find out more.
SUNSETBoulevard.com and BLVD for our Twitter and Instagram handles. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So, quick summary of the plot.
It is a fading starlet who kind of was left in the dust after they transferred to Talking Pictures, and she's holding onto her sanity and onto her career. She meets this writer along the way. They kind of manipulate each other in some dark LA style ways.
She's older, right?
She's older,
much older than
much
him.
older. Yeah, she writes a script, and he comes in to doctor the script for her. And I won't give up the rest. But
okay, but I mean, the movie is absolutely one of the most classic, with one of the most probably. I'm going to go out on a limb and say the most famous line, probably of all times, right? Which is,
"I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille."
That's where that's from. It's from Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Yeah. And I understand you have it's a little upstart composer for the show.
Well, he's dabbling. He does a lot of film scoring. He's giving it a shot. It's going well. Yeah, I think it's 4 shows on Broadway now.
4.
Yeah.
Sir Andrew has 4 shows on Broadway.
Andrew Lloyd Webber, he's amazing. Yeah.
That's. I mean, being able to sing. Lloyd Webber on Broadway. I mean, that's got to just be.
It's as musical theater as it gets.
As you can get. Literally, like you look it up in the dictionary, there's a picture of somebody singing
Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Andrew Lloyd Webber on Broadway. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's great.
So tell me a bit about your character. What's your role in the show?
I play Artie Green, and I am kind of I'm the one character in the show that's not fazed by the superficial essence of LA and of the movie business and everything, and I'm kind of the one piece of joy in the show because everybody's kind of looking for the next best thing, kind of in a in a groovy place, and my character's fiance ends up falling for Joe Gillis, and when I leave town. So poor Artie, he gets left in the dust.
Screwed.
I get screwed. Yeah.
The whole story is really about people using
each other. Yeah.
The
totally.
hell out of other people, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the things I love about the title too. I mean, the whole idea of like the boulevard that ends in the sunset, and like just all things go to darkness, and her career, and just it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Does that impact you? I mean, being in a show with that sort of overtone night after night after night. I mean, you don't seem like a very
it doesn't make me want to move.
Guy.
No, I don't feel like moving to LA after doing the show. That's for sure. I'm happy in New York, and luckily there's more things shooting in New York too, so you don't have to be in LA. But LA's great, but. That's an interesting thought.
But you're able to. It doesn't affect your. I mean, it's an uplifting show. The music is phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, and this cast is so great. Everybody, we're all so excited to get to work, and we're doing 7 shows a week. It's kind of a dream situation. It's great. Yeah. Wow.
And so now, how long has the show been running?
We first preview was February 2nd, and we had a very short. What's the word I'm looking for? Preview.
Right.
It was a week. We opened February 9th.
Okay.
And I think there were, we just were, rushing to get it in, and Paul Blake and Michael Bosner, our producers, they saw it in London and talked to the guys here, and they're like, all right, let's do it. We got to do it quick, and we did it. Put up a show like that in like 3-4 weeks.
I'm guessing partly because it was a revival. It's a lot of the hard work. Not the hard work, obviously, but like you weren't like changing the script or anything like that.
Right. No. Yeah. There was no changes to be made really. Right. Just a couple additions that are really great for the show. People have to come see it to see the little add-ins, and Mike and Andrew has done some amazing new orchestrations, and it's really great.
So even if you've seen the original, worth coming to see this. It sounds like for the orchestra, like that's got to be a spectacle.
No, we've spoken to a lot of people who have come and who had seen the original, and they're like, it's got such a great new energy, and the set is not, they won best set in '94, and this is a completely opposite set. It's just a lot of bare bones, staircases, backlot kind of looking things, and it really kind of highlights the show and the music and the performers. So
wow. Yeah. Now you mentioned previews for folks who come to New York a couple times a year to see Broadway. This is an interesting concept that we have in the Broadway world, and shows will open.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're not open, but they'll start performances, charge you full price for tickets.
Yes, they will.
And not be open yet.
Yes, they will.
Explain that. What's that like actually being part of that process? I mean, tell someone.
Let's see. I did Big Fish on Broadway.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. And we did that was the first time I'd done an out of town, and you're with a new piece, even if it's based off of something you're trying to shoe in new songs and new scenes to, you know, help the plot, help, you know, character development and everything. And you know, you can see a show in previews here in New York and come back a week later and there'll be 3 new songs in the show. So people can see a show and then 6 months later it's a completely different show. So, you know, tourists, if they come and see a preview, they can come back and see a different show.
And it'll be different.
It'll be the same show.
Right. I did that with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yes, you did.
Completely different shows.
Yeah.
But so it's really like a for-profit workshop period almost.
Sort of, yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Okay, but a week is but a week is short, so that's great.
Yeah.
And then technically you're not supposed to review a show until actually opening date, right?
That's
sort of like
and then the show's frozen.
And that's it.
That's it.
Once it's open,
no changes.
that's the
the
show.
director generally leaves the building and then, you know, passes the show on to the company. So.
How long was the preview run for Big Fish?
Oh gosh, it would have been probably 5 weeks.
Oh, so significantly longer.
Yeah.
And there were significant changes made during that time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And, you know, Bolts Over Broadway, another one. Lots of changes we made there. But this is my third revival. So I did 20th Century and She Loves Me as well, which were both, you know, kind of set. And this is the show. But you know, it's still fun to create something new on something old. You know.
Yeah.
Warren Carlyle is, I think, a master at doing that. So yeah, it's great. Yeah.
So tell me about what it is like going into revival, because you know, again, I'm guessing you're trying to bring something new, but what has come before was obviously tremendously successful.
Oh yeah.
So how do you figure out whether change is going to be, you know, if you change something that's perfect, it's not perfect anymore, right?
I know.
So how do you make those decisions creatively?
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a double-edged sword because, you know, to create something new is great.
Were you encouraged to do that? Were you encouraged to bring your own?
Oh, sure, yeah,
sort of...
yeah, absolutely. I mean, specifically with Artie, you know, I think Lonnie cast me because I am like Artie, you know, but I'm Preston, but you know, we share the same qualities, and you know, I'm sure I've done it different than, you know, the other Arties before. I've never seen this show before, so other than the movie, so. I felt like I was able to kind of, you know, make it my own and really bring a lot of myself to the role. Yeah.
Well, congratulations, man. I mean, amazing career. I mean, you've been working steadily in great gigs.
Yeah.
Tell me about, you know, I want to know a little bit of how that happens. How do you give, you know, how does that happen? Tell me your backstory. What's going on?
Well, let's see. I grew up in Minnesota. I quit playing hockey to go to theater school.
Did you really? Seriously, you were a hockey player?
I was a hockey player. Grew up in Minnesota. It was, you know, comes with the territory. Go
I don't know
Spuds.
that I've ever met a former hockey player who's now...
There's a few.
I'm sure there is.
We found each other.
Really?
Yeah.
You got like a little Facebook group?
Yeah. Hockey players turned actors, .com. No.
Hockey hands.
Yeah, hockey hands.
That's awesome. Okay, so tell me what was how does that journey happen?
You know, my parents were super supportive, and I ended up going to school in Cincinnati. Got my degree, moved here.
Where'd you go to school?
Cincinnati Conservatory of Music, CCM.
Great school. Our producer of Broadway Bartender has gone to that school as well.
Well, there we go.
Yeah,
good company.
Lots of really good school.
Yeah, good school.
So you've been working pretty steadily since you graduated?
Yeah, yep. Showcased out here, got my agents, BRS Gage, and they've been great for me. You know, I've been booking, which is great. Always looking for new things to do too, concerts, workshops, readings, which I have a hard time saying no to things, which is also good at the end of the day once you've done it. So, you know, I just try to create as many opportunities as I can, meet people, you know, do this kind of thing.
Did you do musical theater in high school?
I did, yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
While you were playing hockey?
Yeah, and that's junior year. I was sat down by my drama teacher, and she's like, "You're driving me crazy. You gotta take one or leave one." So
why? Just time conflicts, or was she afraid you're gonna like smash the moneymaker?
I remember freshman year we had a huge hockey tournament across the street from the theater at our high school, and I was in Godspell at the time, and I could not get my makeup off my face, and I had to run across the street and play a game like after a dress rehearsal.
You gotta be kidding.
No.
So you actually played a hockey game
with Godspell
makeup on.
Yep. Running into the corners, going after the puck, you know.
That's my favorite show of all time, by the way.
It's great.
Yeah,
it's a great show. Yeah.
Okay, so craft beer. We started this whole thing off with craft beer. Tell me about
beer.
What
fact.
Yes.
I brought a little with me. This is Trillium Double Dry Hop Scaled. It's a new IPA from them. It's out of Boston. It's very classic East Coast style, which I guess is a new style of beer. Super juicy, tropical. Crack it open if you like, yeah.
I would like. Do you mind?
No.
That would be awesome.
I don't think I'd put any ginger ale in this one, though.
No. All right. So I'm going to
All right.
share this out
Perfect.
between the two of us.
Look at that.
Wow, that's beautiful.
It
Look
is.
at that.
Yeah.
Look at the color on that.
Unfiltered.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
To
no
us.
No one brings me presents. That's awesome, man. Oh man, that is beautiful. Fruity.
Yeah, fruity.
Yeah, but nicely balanced. Really, really
bitter
good.
starts and then goes away right away. Yeah.
So how did you get into the craft beer thing, man? You're like a Renaissance man.
Oh gosh,
Hockey, craft
I
beer,
have too many
music
interests.
theater.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I probably just had a really good beer one time and then wanted more like it. You know, I feel like that's, you know, you want more of what you like. So I've been. One of my very good friends owns Beer Culture.
Oh, wow.
And manages, and so I've been going there ever since Big Fish, actually, and they have a lot of great things that come through. So I'd say that's where I got most of my knowledge of, you know, just drinking there. And
Do you have a particular style that you gravitate towards?
IPAs.
You like the hoppy?
Yeah, but I'm a seasonal guy. Like, you know, in the winters I like a good stout and porter, something roasty, toasty. But
You ever do any brewing on your own? Any homebrewing?
Yeah,
Have you
homebrew,
really?
yeah.
Successfully?
Yeah.
You really?
I have. Actually, the first beer I ever made was the best beer I ever made.
What was it?
just a regular IPA. Yeah. Eldorado hops, Chinook hops.
So much fun
Light
homebrewing,
malt,
isn't it?
so fun.
So I
yeah.
always tell people, if you want to just try something really cool in the beverage alcohol world, brew your own beer. It's really easy to actually create beer. It's really hard to create beer that tastes good.
Yes, or that's carbonated, or
That, right, exactly.
Yeah.
That other people would say, yes, you have created beer.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Like-
And the secret is
to
making good beer is sanitation, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you
and
got to be just
water.
like,
Yeah.
and good
water.
Good
Good
water.
water is really
very true.
important, yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, as is tradition here at Broadway Bartender, I have created a drink in honor of Sunset Boulevard,
Thank you.
and I would love
Thank you
for
for doing
you
that.
to. I'd love to show you how to make it and
Yeah.
have you make it for me. Would that work for you?
I'm making you a drink.
You make me a drink.
Okay.
It's crazy.
I'm used
Cats
to just
sleeping
going.
with dogs.
So.
Right. Is that good?
Yeah, that's great.
All right. So I call this the. There's a. All right. So you familiar with a Negroni?
Yeah.
Which is, do you know the ingredients in a Negroni? I don't
don't
put you on the
know all
spot.
of them.
All right, so it's sweet vermouth, Campari, and gin.
Okay.
Now, if you take the gin out and substitute whiskey, it's called a Boulevardier.
Yes. Sunset Boulevardier.
Do you like that or what, dude?
That's really good. That's
All
really
right, so that's what I'm going to have you make me.
Okay.
All right, so why don't you
I'm
swing
coming around.
behind here?
Here I come.
All right, so you're going to start with this mixing tin. I want you to fill it up
You're
about.
leaving. Okay.
Yeah, man, this is you're driving.
Okay, what am I doing?
About halfway with ice. There should be an ice scoop down there. Fabulous.
All right. Here
Now,
we go.
This drink is really easy. The drink is equal parts.
Oh, great.
Of all. I know, man.
Hey, you're looking out for me.
Yeah. So you're gonna pick up, and rather than just use whiskey, I'm actually gonna. I don't want it to be a regular Boulevardier. It's a Sunset Boulevardier.
Boulevardier.
So I picked a drink that was really popular during that period of time, which is Drambuie.
Okay.
All right. So are you familiar with Drambuie?
I am. Yeah, it's like a Scotch liqueur.
It's Scotch,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Dude, yes, it's a Scotch liqueur. Nobody knows that. That's exactly what it is. So that's what we're using. And in addition to being the Scotch, checking the Scotch box, it adds some sweetness and also some spice. And it was a classic drink during that period of time.
Okay.
All right. So you should have a bottle of Drambuie right down there. I want you to, have you bartended before?
No.
Okay, great. All I want you to do is pour it. I want you to count to 4. And if you see, here's where the
Spout
liquid's
it.
going to come out.
Yep.
Yeah, and I want you to try and get that stream just straight down, so it's
Straight
coming out.
down.
Yeah, and count to 4 while you're doing it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You seriously have never done this before?
Never.
That was perfect. Do the same thing with the other 2 bottles. So you're going to have a bottle of Campari. Yeah, you want to do it at the same time?
Yep.
Yeah, you do.
I'm going.
Yeah.
And this will just come out.
Well, so
Those look
turn one that
crazy.
way. Yeah, they'll just
Okay,
come
ready?
out. Yeah.
Ready?
Now you
4?
want to wait, but you want to look really cool?
Yeah.
All right, so
Shall
I want
I
you to
throw them and
No, I said cool.
Okay.
I want you to hold them up by the top here. Just actually grab it a little. So take this finger and wrap it around right there. Yeah, and
Oh.
that's the deal.
Ready?
Yeah, right in. Count to 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, fabulous.
Oh, I made a mess.
That's okay, dude. If you're not spilling, you're not bartending. I tell it to people all the time. That's like, my mantra. Okay, so you can just wipe your hands because
Thank you.
normally when you see bartenders drop things, it's because they're not keeping things clean.
Gotcha.
Right. So always take time. All right, you're gonna take that mixing glass.
Yep.
Put it right on top of there. Yeah, just pull it over to one side a little bit so that it locks. You'll give it a little twist. Yeah, I don't want you to just shake it up.
Boom.
Yeah.
20, right?
You like 20? 20's good. Dude, you're sandbagging me.
I make drinks for myself at home.
Obviously.
I bartend for myself.
All right, very cool. All right, so when you're done, go ahead and fill these glasses. No, what we want to do is we want to use.
Oh, we need a thing.
Yeah. So first, fill these with fresh ice.
Okay.
Because we never want to serve the ice that we use to chill the drink.
Got it.
That's called burned ice, and it's melted, and it's just not fun.
Got it.
So all the way up to the top, beautiful, great. And you now take this glass off.
Okay.
And we're going to use that strainer.
Got it.
Right on top. Good, and just strain it right in, man.
Beautiful.
You
Looks
like
like
that?
a sunset.
I know. I think these things through. And that is
I can't wait to come see your show.
Dude, anytime. In
coming.
Bible.nyc. Check it out. All right, and this is our Sunset Boulevardier, and let me know what you think about that.
It's to us.
Cheers.
And to Sunset Boulevard. Oh,
That's nice, right?
I could get into that.
I
like
thought
that.
you'd like that because the Campari's got the same bitter that the IPA kind of brings to it, and so I was hoping this would
that's
work
great.
with your palate a little bit. Awesome.
And it's 9 in the morning.
And
kidding. No, it's not.
Dude, thank you
Cheers.
so much
Thank
for
you.
coming.
Thanks for having me.
You said the website of the show?
SunsetBoulevard.com.
Easy to
Sunset
remember?
Boulevard the musical.
Sunset Boulevard the musical?
Google search Sunset Boulevard.
Pretty much it's going to come up,
It'll
right?
come up. Yeah.
Awesome. Tell
Yes.
Ms. Close that the Bible says hello.
I will.
Thank you so much, folks. Thanks for tuning in to Broadway Bartender. Check us out on the web, BroadwayBartender.com. We'll have the recipes, links to Sunset Boulevard. Drink well, drink responsibly.
Yes. I really like that.
Good? Everyone happy?
Good.
Cool. Dude, nicely done, my friend.
Thank you.
Awesome.
When did you stop playing hockey?
When did I stop? 17.
All right, who wants to try the Bill Hops?
Well, I like it until he said he quit playing
So
hockey.
hockey player, musical theater, bartender. Oh God, who have a great resume.